tight. Who will rise in the heat of the night? The finish line's near, we're on the edge. Who's taking the crown? Who's falling off the ledge? Mud flies, engines scream, white knuckle drivers chase their dream. Hearts pounding loud and roar, Bob calls it all with a thunderous roar. So thank you again for tuning in tight. BobbethTV, where we live the fight. The engines may cool, but the legend will grow. Till next time, welcome back to the show. Engines prime, the lights go low. The crowd is roaring, time to go. Thank you for joining, the spotlight's aglow. Welcome to the show, BobbethTV, let's roll. Bob on the mic, the voice of the night, calling every lap under fierce floodlight. Mud flies, engines scream, white knuckle drivers chase their dream. Hearts pounding loud and roar, Bob calls it all with a thunderous roar. There goes Von Mead, ripping through the bend. Tom Land, the Terminator, pushing to the end. John Bennett's drifting, Foxworth's on fire. McLean and Jackson climbing higher and higher. Travis still chasing Poudabah, but Chad's on fire. Mud flies, engines scream, white knuckle drivers chase their dream. Hearts pounding loud and roar, Bob calls it all with a thunderous roar. There goes Von Mead, ripping through the bend. Tom Land, the Terminator, pushing to the end. John Bennett's drifting, Foxworth's on fire. McLean and Jackson climbing higher and higher. Travis still chasing Poudabah, but Chad's on fire. Mud flies, engines scream, white knuckle drivers chase their dream. Hearts pounding loud and roar, Bob calls it all with a thunderous roar. Steel and speed, the battle is tight. Who will rise in the heat of the night? The finish line's near, we're on the edge. Who's taking the crown? Who's falling off the ledge? Mud flies, engines scream, white knuckle drivers chase their dream. Hearts pounding loud and roar, Bob calls it all with a thunderous roar. So thank you again for tuning in tight. BobbethTV, where we live the fight. The engines may cool, but the legend will grow. Till
right, BobbethTV is live. You know what that means. We've got another episode of Mud Mule TV coming your way. Today we have day one of 3 days of racing for the Knuckleheadz iRacing League. We're going to start off the day, the racing week, of course, with the REECE Monument Dirt Street Stocks. As we can see on our screen there, we've got, that looks like John Bennett and Michael Davis battling it out side by side. We're here at Knoxville, USA for the Knoxville Raceway round of the REECE Monument Dirt Street Stocks. After tonight, just 2 more rounds remain before we crown a new champion. Thank you, Brent. Good evening, Bob. Good evening, Brent. Let the action begin. Says Alan Hunt. OP, Owen's in the chat lurking. Thank you, OP. Appreciate you, brother. Let's get down to the track and have a look at some of this leaderboard action. Jim Revis, quick time 21.144. Chad Puttable, teammate 21.166. Then we've got Josh Roberts 21.214 and 21.382 for Mikey Mixter. Kellen McKellen 21.408. Let's have a look. Mike Davis 21.411 and 21.426 for Brett Vanderwood. Brett Vanderwood's teammate Chris Standridge 21.437 with a 21.458 for Travis McDonald. Alan Hunt is the 21.467 10th quickest. 21.516 for Dawson Potter. Brian Angel 21.637. 21.640 for Wayne Bridges. Tim L. Brown 22.196. Looks like Chris Potter is also out there on our screens. That I think that one is actually the 8 of Brett Vanderwood, not John Bennett. It is Brian Angel Senior. Thanks for the like and the share also, brother. Good luck out there tonight. How was your weekend, folks? Sunday night in the States, Monday morning Australian. So, yeah, I hope your weekend was a good time. All right, still about a minute and a half, about a minute actually left in practice before we get on over to qualifying. Looks like we're going to have 3 heats of 5 cars, I would wager. 15 cars have registered for tonight's battle. Looks like 22.043 seems to be quick time currently out there. Side by side, Brett Vanderwood, Dawson Potter. Is that going to be a bit of foreshadowing for tonight? Brent's been battling alongside a couple of different drivers here in practice. Shit, do we even have a race? I don't bet you race. Yeah, race sounds not even on. Damn it, Bob. There we go. So, been having some really rough nights sleeping. Almost, won't lie, almost did not have today's broadcast on the edge. Oh, it's a bit of pain. Dodgy sleeping and just bad back and hip at the moment have been really causing me some grief. This chair's not too comfy either. But we'll get through it. We'll get through it. All right, looks like qualifying is about to start. Who's going to be the first one out on this fresh track? Great shot of the Knoxville Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum just up the back corner there, turn 2 of the Knoxville track. Thanks for the share, Josh, and to Kelly. Dawson for the like, appreciate you. So Brett Vanderwood, Mike Davis, Josh Roberts, all out there. Standard for the official first time on the board at 22.054. Given that the quick time was around 22.043 earlier, that's not a bad time, but 21.991 for Wayne Bridges. He's going to crack the 22 second mark straight up, as is Brett Vanderwood. Mikey Mixter, Mike Davis, Josh Roberts, Jim Ravis. This time's starting to come in thick and fast. Mike Davis, 21.745. His last time was a 22.041. More 21s. The 22s have all been pushed down to 12th and back. 22.002 for Dawson Potter in 12th, 13th, 22.037, 22.093 for Jonathan Foxworth, Chris Potter, 22.324, and 23.145. Travis McDonald slides up into quick time with a 21.736. Looks like qualifying is done. So we picked up a 16th driver in that time as well. All right, looks like we're cutting over to our first lot of races. So let's get the leaderboard, everything all set up. Our grid is going to be as follows. Tim L. Brown and Dawson Potter on that front row. It looks like an invert starting order here tonight. Tim L. Brown and Dawson Potter front row. Alan Hunt and Jim Revis on that second row. Third row is going to be Josh Roberts and Travis McDonald. right, here we go. Heat 1, Knoxville Raceway, the REECE Monument Dirt Street Stocks, all thanks to the Knuckleheadz iRacing League underway. Well, they are tightly bunched up the front. Dawson Potter, Jim Revis, Tim L. Brown, Travis McDonald, Alan Hunt, and Josh Roberts. Alright, coming up on lap 4 of 6 here. It's still Dawson Potter up the front with Jim Revis behind him. Alan Hunt, Travis McDonald, Josh Robertson, Tim L. Brown. Last lap, we're going to stick with Dawson and Jim Revis as they battle out here. He's going to try and make a move on the inside line, but I don't know if he's going to have enough room to get down there. He's not. Dawson's going to come out of 4 and get that start-finish line. Checkered flag. Taking out the victory in Heat 1 of the REECE Monument Dirt Street Stocks. Let's get to the official results. Alright, finishing in 6th place, Tim L. Brown, J&J Motorsports, Josh Roberts in 5th. 4th is Travis McDonald. 3rd, Alan Hunt, DWR's Dirt Warrior Racing, Jim Revis in 2nd. But KHR's very own Dawson Potter takes out the victory in Heat 1. Heat 2, who's going to line up alongside him on the front row? Will it be Chris Potter or Brian Angel on that front row of Heat 2? Brett Vanderwood and Mikey Mixter, 2nd row. 3rd row, Michael Davis. All right, 6 laps, Heat 2, the Knuckleheadz iRacing Leagues. REECE Monument Dirt Street Stocks, Josh Roberts, good field tonight. It is a good field tonight, Josh. 16 cars for the first race. REECE Monument Dirt Street Stocks. We do have the KP Plumbing UMP Modifieds up next, Dirt UMP Mods. They'll be racing at Eldora. So we've got some racy tracks today. Starting off here at Knoxville, and then heading over to Rosberg, USA for the Eldora round of the KP Plumbing UMP Modifieds. And racing, Brian Angel, Chris Potter, Mikey Mixter, Brett Vanderwood, Mike Davis. Mikey Mixter the 13 on the leaderboard to the 0 on our screens, just up on that high line above the 27 of Chris Pryor, just below the 7 of Brian Angel. Halfway mark, 3 in, 3 still to come. This is the exact halfway point of our heat racing. 3 heat races here tonight. We're at the middle point. 3 laps in this one to go, 6 in the third heat. No, I can't hear it over there. Flag lap as we get the checkered flag. Heat 2 is done. Looks like Yoda Outlaws are taking this one out. We'll get to the results. Actually, they bookend either end of the field. Yoda Outlaws in 5th, Brent Vanderwood. Then we have Michael Mad Dog Davis for Modig Mafia in 4th, Chris Pryor 3rd, Mikey Mixed 2nd. Brian Angel, Yoda Outlaws teammate, will pick up the Heat 2 victory. Heat 3 grid is coming up now. Thanks for the like, Chris. Good luck out there, brother. Kelly McKellen and Wayne Bridges on that front row. Chris Dandridge and Chad Puttable 2nd row. Jonathan Foxworth will be on that 3rd and final row. Oh, what about this for sure? The Panadol and that will kick in soon. One more time in to 3 and 4. The truck will leave the track. We're going to get this one started. Off we go, green flag. We are racing. Wayne Bridges off to a good start up high with Chad Puttable right there behind him. Might be a little low under that rear there, not leaving Wayne much room. He's going to hit that wall. As Chad moves down, a little bit of a slider line there as he moves himself up into race challenge for the lead there. Just watching Jonathan Foxworth, Kelly McKellen and Chris Dandridge battle it out here. A lot of 20s in this race. 20, 21, 22, 29. 92 is just 29 backwards. Chad Puttable raced his way into the race lead here in Heat 3. Halfway mark, 3rd lap in. 3 still to come. side by side back there at the rear of the field. But, oh, looks like the 21 decided to come down nice and low. Well, apparently my card's not working, so I can't get any breakfast or a coffee this morning. So if anyone wants to PayPal me a coffee, go right ahead. Oh my god. Stupid money coming out of my bank before I can get a chance to move it. There we go, check it out. Flag for Heat 3. Alright, we're going to have Jonathan Fox with B-Man Bandit finishing in 5th. Yoda Outlaws, Chris Sandridge 4th. Moody Murphy's Kellen McKellen 3rd. Wayne Bridges finished 2nd, but DWR Dirt Warrior Racing's Chad Putabol finished in 1st place for Heat 3. Now we've got our, I believe this is the Consi. It's a feature race. We are gridding. All right, it is Dawson Potter, Brian Angel front row, Chad Putabol, Jim Revers 2nd row, Mikey Mixer, Wayne Bridges 3rd. 4th row is going to be Alan Hunt and Chris Perrotta, Kelly McKellen and Travis McDonald on that. 5th row, 6th row is Mike Davis and Chris Standridge. Just need to scroll down a little bit. There we go. Josh Roberts and Brett Vanderwood on that 7th row. Jonathan Foxworth and Tim L. Brown on that 8th and final row. All right, looks like our 35 lap feature race underway. Well ahead of a schedule here. Basically about a minute per lap until the next race. Dawson Potter, Brian Andrew, Chapel, Jim Rivers, Mikey Mixer off to a great start there. We know Dawson Potter more than capable of getting the job done when he starts up the front. Racing, lap 4 of 35, Dawson Potter, Chapel by Brian Angel, Jim Revers, Mikey Mixer the 5, Wayne Bridges, Alan Hunt, Travis McDonald, Chris Pryor, Kelly McCallum the 10, Brett Vanderwood, Josh Roberts, Mike Davis, Chris Andrews, Jonathan Foxworth, Tim L. Brown, as we have our first caution there, Chris Pryor. Saw that in the background as I was going through the field. There is a 27, the white and grey machine up high. Slams into the wall, comes down into Kelly McCallum. Spins out, Kelly able to keep it going, only Chris affected by that one. Start to line it back up. Dawson Potter, Chapwood off front row. Brian Angel, Jim Revis second. Mikey Mitchell, Wayne Bridges on that third row. Fourth row's Alan Hunt, Travis McDonald, Kelly McKellen and Brett Vanderwood on that fifth row. Josh Roberts, Mike Davis, sixth row. Seventh row's going to be Chris Standish, Jonathan Foxworth and Tim L. Brown and Chris Pryor on that final row. All right, off we go racing again. Let's get to the better cams. They are side by side. That is Dawson Potter, Chad Putterbolt, Jim Revis. Dawson Potter is really trying to fend off that DWR charge. Warrior Racing's Chad Putterbolt, Jim Revis. Oh, big crash there. Wayne Bridges, Alan Hunt. So Travis McDonald managed to get down at low and avoid it there. Back up to the front of this field. All right, lap 11 to 35, almost a third of the way into this battle. Jim Revis, Chad Putterball, Dawson Potter, Travis McDonald, Brian Angel with the top 5 as we keep this one racing. Just find a PayPal account that worked on the coffee order, so I've got some coffees coming. Thanks, freak. Austin Goodman in Facebook chat. Josh Roberts barely got by that one. Yes, some of them just scraped through. Travis is another good one. The 88, he's a good one for avoiding wrecks. Josh Roberts currently sitting in 8th, just a few spots back from his starting position of 3rd. Kellen, Mike Davis side by side. Oh no, it's Kellen McKellen and Chris Dandridge, sorry, the 22, not the 99. That's Kellen McKellen, Chris Standridge there, side by side for 7th, 6th and 7th. There's the top 5 ahead of them. That is Brian Angel, Dawson Potter, Chad Putterball, Travis McDonald, Jim Revis is our current race leader though. Looks like the 44 come off track there. Not sure if caution is going to come back out. No, it wasn't the 44, it was the 7. Brian, oh no, that's the 44 ahead of it. Brian Angel wasn't part of it. So the 72 of Alan Hunt, 99. They are racing tight here. Of 35. Jim Revis starting to break away from that pack a bit. 2.5 seconds, 2.7 seconds over second place Travis McDonald. 3.5 seconds over his teammate Chad Putterball as he just starts to run away with this one uncontested. Out. That one looks like it was Chris Dandridge coming unstuck. Let's have a look. That was after the yellow flag. We'll just reset back up to the leader. All right, lap 23 of 35. Coffee and breakfast to get here soon because I'm so hungry. Taking pain pills on an empty stomach, never a good move. Oh my gosh. Off we go and racing again. Travis McDonald half a second behind leader Jim Revis. That's going to be a little bit better for him compared to that 2.5 second lead that Jim happened. That Jim had. I can't believe I'm sorry. I'm just. That's what I was doing. I was trying to work out what I was doing. Just started clicking on screens going, what was I trying to access? I was trying to access my cameras so we could move around the field a little bit. 25 of 35 in. Jim Ravis, our race leader, Travis McDonald second, Chad Footerball third, Kelly McKellen and Brian Angel fourth and fifth, Alan Hunt, Jonathan Foxworth, Mike Davis, Brett Vanwood, Wayne Bridges 6 to 10, Mikey Mixter, Chris Pryor, Chris Sanders, Dawson Potter, Josh Roberts, Tim Old Brown 11 to 16. So we keep this one racing. It is currently the what do we got here? Kelly McKellen, Brian Angel, and Alan Hunt on our screens there. Came out quite set. Looks like it was Brian Angel though. Let's have a quick look from his vantage point. A little tap of the 21's nose where Alan Hunt pushed him up into the 7, which just as he drifted up, just pushed him up into that wall. Oh, look out. Wayne Bridges unable to avoid him. There's a number of other cars come into contact with those. Oh, is that the end of the race? What's happened? We've just lost connection to the race. All right, let me just quickly try and reconnect, see if we can't get back in. Yeah, it just dropped. Oh, there goes the telemetry software catching up. Just trying to reconnect, folks. Looks like the iRacing server dropped our connection. So we're just trying to reconnect to see if we can pick up and catch the last of the laps. All right, we're just about back in by the looks of it. Render at the Sims 75% loaded. Here we go. Should kick us back into the race any second now. We'll catch like the final lap or something. But we are back. Lap 30 of 35. Try and get some cameras working. Jim Revis, Travis McDonald, Chapel, Alan Hunt, Kellen still the top 5 as we get back to this race. Alright, just 4 laps will remain. Mikey Mixter currently in the pits, just 15 cars on the field. We're going to jump up to the leader. Alright, down that backstretch into 3 and 4. Second last time. This is lap 34 of 35. It's going to be the white flag lap. Once Jim comes out of the exit here, down that start-finish line. There it is, white flag, final lap of the REECE Monument Dirt Street Stocks. There it is, checkered flag. The REECE Monument Dirt Street Stocks done and dusted. Just 2 more rounds to go before we decide the champion. But let's get to the results of tonight's race. There we go. Mikey Mixter 16th. Tim L. Brown finished 15th with Chris Potter and Wayne Bridges 14th and 13th. Yoda Outlaws, Brian Angel 12th. KHR's very own Dawson Potter in 11th. Josh Roberts for J&J Motorsports in 10th. Then we had Yoda Outlaws teammates Chris Standridge and Brett Vanderwood 9th and 8th respectively. Michael Mad Dog Davis for Mo Digging Mafia in 7th. Alan Hunt 6th. Kellen McKellen, Michael Mo Digging Mafia teammate in the top 5. The B-Main Bandit Jonathan Foxworth 4th. DWR Dirt Warrior Racing's Chad Putterbolt 3rd. Travis McDonald takes out 2nd. But Jim Ravis for Dirt Warrior Racing, they pick up the 1 and 3 positions here tonight. So we'll just get Jim's deets good to go. Get his pretty picture on our screen. There it is. We'll jump on over to the Discord. Still about 5 minutes to go before the start of the next session, so we've got plenty of time. What am I doing? Why am I getting the Dirt Street Stock points up? I'm interviewing. All right, we're going to jump in the booth and say g'day and congratulations to Dirt Warrior Racing's Jim Ravis. Congratulations, my man. that invert. Were you aware, firstly, moving in, that qualifying was going to be an invert start in the heats, or did that sort of slip you by?
No, I didn't have any idea. I tried running the track down low, and that was my fastest times. And then I thought, well, that didn't work, so I'll try the slider line for my qualifying, and that didn't work. And I'm like, well, it must have been up high in the marbles.
It definitely, and look, it looked like that in the start of the racing, especially when it was a lot closer to the restarts off the cautions. Obviously, you started what, about three? No, not three. Second row. You started on the outside pole, second row. Um, And the high line on takeoff, I don't know if it was the same for you, but it seemed to be really good for a lot of the guys. The inside line seemed to get a bit freight trained. The boys getting up to speed a little bit quicker, getting into one and two. Was that is that sort of what happened there? I noticed you sort of started to run away with that race as well. Was that also the high line doing that?
Yeah, it was the high line for probably the first 20 laps in one and two, and three and four, and then it started switching to slider line in
Hmm.
one and two, and then low, as low as you could get in three and four, and that's where I was making the ground at, was
Yep.
in three and four, just staying low.
Now it looked like, and it might have just been more an advantage type of situation, but we did see a few guys trying that slider line entry into the turns, things like that. But it seemed to be more sort of a half slide, sort of like what I don't know if you're similar to. I learned to drive Lernerville, where you sort of slider line one and two because of the way you float up out of two, you come out sort of nice and straight. And I felt like not a lot of people were committing to the full slider in this race, and therefore they weren't able to get the car right in front. Were you able to sort of throw a halfer, or did you have to fully commit to really lock those slider lines in?
No, I was about, I'd say half throttle
Mm.
slider line, just enough to slide up across the slick, and as soon as I slid across the slick, then I was back on the throttle.
Hit it down and bite, and off
Once
you
I
go.
got my right, once I got my right rears out of that slick, then that's when I started, easing in on the throttle, and then by the time I was ready for the corner, I was full throttle,
Yep, yep.
or ready
No,
for the straight. I mean,
such a good run. Dirt Warrior Racing obviously won and three here tonight. So you and Chad both picking up podium positions. Now, obviously, with only a couple of weeks left in the racing to go, you Chad is what currently running third, a little bit out of the points. So obviously, every point that you sort of take away from guys like Chris Standridge or Travis McDonald obviously means that they need to fight for every single point that they get. So I'm stoked that we're still, 2 weeks to go. The championship's sort of being decided by two drivers, but we've still got guys out here making everyone work for every single point. So often you'll see in some leagues where the final three races will be 8 guys, 9 guys, if that, because you've got the guys who don't want to be involved in the messing up the lead. You've got the guys that think they're no longer in it, so they just don't bother, stuff like that. Whereas here over at Knuckleheadz, you guys, if there's a point to be grabbed away from someone else, you're grabbing it. It's all left out there on the track, and for that, I can't thank you guys enough. It really does make for some great broadcasts. So with that in mind, though, Jim, looking into your future, providing nothing really changes too much in the planning stages between this season and the new season, will we see you for a full season next season and therefore have a better idea of what sort of impact you'll have on the points?
yeah, I plan on running the league. I really like it. All the guys are great in here, man.
That's awesome.
When I first came in, they all welcomed me with open arms, and a lot of times when you come into a new league, everybody's just kind of quiet and not talk to you, and it's not that way here, man. Everybody talks to everybody, and everybody's friendly, and I like it here. I really
Yeah.
do.
No, you can see it just in the lap times, like practice and qualifying. You can really see it when someone shares a bit of that knowledge. It's usually very similar race times, lap times, things like that. Or in some rare cases, with guys like, so proud of him, Dawson Potter, Mike Davis, Wayne Bridges, all,
Yeah, Dawson ran a
coming.
hell of a heat
Well,
race.
Dawson, yeah, when he starts up front like that, and like he did in that feature race, I definitely still consider him the underdog. I feel like I maybe put a bit of fan pressure on him a bit too much to perform now that he has, but yeah, geez, he's coming good. He's one of those guys that is really listening and taking on board what people say, and that's the thing. It's not all roses. It's not all oh, if you do this, you'll go faster. It's don't do this, or you're doing this and that's a mistake. Try doing it this way. People are taking that constructive criticism on board and flowing with it, and coming out the other side a much better driver. We've got the B-Main Bandit, Jonathan Foxworth. I don't think he's finished outside the top 5 in many races at all. He's just always up there. He's just that one race away from really smashing through that racing glass ceiling. And it's guys like yourself. It's guys that come into the league and just climatize with the league perfect. It's sort of like it's there's so many like-minded people, but we're not all exactly the same. So there are going to be differences. There are going to be things that some people don't enjoy, some that people enjoy more. But you just flow with it. You roll with those punches. You leave it all out on the track, as I say, and it's great. I can't wait. I don't want to wish the final 2 seasons of races away for the rest of the season to get the champions done, but I can't wait. It was like this last season with the Yoda Outlaws guys. They came in at the tail end of a season and were really performing well, but obviously didn't have that foundation points wise. So they've come through these seasons and performing really well. So I'm really looking forward to watching DWR step up. Now, I haven't heard anything. This is just a question I just thought to ask. Are we going to see any more DWR guys coming in over the next season?
Probably not. Their iRatings
A little bit priced
way
out
up
of
there.
the market.
Yeah. They'd be dropping like 5, 6, 7,000 iRating.
Oh Jesus! Get them out there
They
tanking.
they run they run a lot of officials.
Yeah.
Me, if you go back and look at my stats, I probably haven't ran an official this year.
Yep.
I don't like them.
I only ever saw you in hosted. I mean, obviously, iRating wise, I probably was never going to see a lot of you guys in the official racing because I'm always 1200 or below. But like there's just some guys I just know as hosted or non-official drivers, and you're definitely one of them. I don't think it takes away because I know that obviously. Not to touch on this subject too much, but there's obviously in iRacing, there's cherry picking. I've got a friend, actually, you probably know Michael Lonis. We like to give him a bit of crap. He likes to he's very selective with how and where he races, but he does very well with his selection. So he's obviously doing something right. So the iRating is not necessarily a true reflection of their skill set, but as I say, looking at the way you have sort of folded in with these guys, I feel like it's people are learning. I mean, obviously you're only as good as your competition, like we say. So your competition's got to get better for you to get better, and I think that's across the board. The UMPs, KP Plumbing UMP Modifiers. I'll get the initials right in a second. We're heading off to Rosberg, USA, Eldora, one of my favourite tracks. I think Knoxville and Eldora is such a racy day of racing. We're going to see you out there in the modifieds, Jim.
I don't know. I'm not a real big modified fan. I've always been a street stock fan. I don't race modifieds that often. Don't race the late models, sprints. Ever since I got on the sim back in 2017, this is when dirt came out. This is pretty well where I stayed. This is my forte.
No, definitely. I came over in 2019, and same. I was dirt street stock was life. And then I discovered super speedways and asphalt. And now I'm shunned from the dirt community. No. No, well, look, if we don't see you out there, man, obviously next week we will be back for some more dirt street stock action. Just Charlotte and Eldora. So speaking of racy tracks, like the dirt street stocks, you do not want to miss the final 2 races, guys. Those 2 races, those tracks produce some of the best racing in iRacing, and it's going to be awesome to watch. Can Jim or one of the other boys take some points away from Travis or Chris? It does look points wise that Travis will move into the second last round as our points leader. Chris moving back to second. But yeah, it's anyone's ball game at this stage. So we'll have to wait and see. Before we let you go though, brother, friends, family and sponsors make a big part of what we do possible. So who do you need to give a shout out for everything they do for you?
First off, I got to give a shout out to our team, DWR. Them guys, they keep you on your toes, and I'm actually kind of one of the mid-pack guys with our team. So gotta give a big shout out to them. Nerditudes, Viz Retail Liquor, School of Racing Graphics, slingingdirt.com, iRacing iFlag. Shout out to all them guys. Can't forget Dirt Panda guys. Got a shout out to them. We got Mr. Hargreaves. He's come over and he's on our team, and we're looking for Billy sent me a message and he said he's looking to start coming back, so might start seeing them around again. Big shout out to KHR for putting this series on every week, all the series they put on every week. Um, I know how much work goes into it and everything with DWRL. And big shout out to you, man, for doing the broadcast on all the races.
I appreciate it, man. As every week I say the same thing. I've got the easiest job in the world. Anyone that says, that they have a hard time broadcasting, it's you sit here and you watch some awesome racing, and you get to set it out to the world for everyone to keep eyes on you. And I've no illusions. The audience are here to see you guys, and I'll continue to present you guys as best I can. While you guys, well, not while you guys continue to put on good racing, but just while you guys are a thing. All right, my man. Look, congratulations yet again. Congrats to
Thank you, sir.
DWR. Always enjoy seeing you guys enjoy that success. Best of luck with everything else you've got on racing week wise that we're not privy to. We hope you enjoy all the success you deserve. And we'll see you back on our screens the next time we can. And look, we'll have you back in the booth whenever we can.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, brother. All right, that was Jim Revis. He was our winner here today. And just to give you a bit of an idea of where he is in points, he came in quite late to the dirt street stocks and has picked up a win, missed a race, win, third and fifth, and then a win. So, sneaking his way up into the middle of those points battles there. If he gets a full season out, who knows where he'll finish. All right, we're going to switch on over to the KP Plumbing UMP Modifieds now, guys and girls. We'll be back in just a moment. Stay tuned.
Prime, the lights go low. The crowd is roaring. Time to go. Thank you for joining. The spotlights aglow. Welcome to the show, BobbethTV. Let's roll. Bob on the mic, the voice of the night, calling every lap under fierce floodlights. Mud flies, engines scream, white knuckle drivers chase their dream. Hearts pounding loud and raw. Bob calls it all with a thunderous roar. There goes Von Mead, ripping through the bend. Tom and the Terminator pushing to the end. John Bennett's drifting, Foxworth's on fire. McLean and Jackson climbing higher and higher. Travis still chasing Poudre, but Chad's on fire. Mud flies, engines scream. White knuckle drivers chase their dream. Hearts pounding loud and raw. Bob calls it all with a thunderous roar.
All right, BobbethTV is sort of back, but not really. We're just going to get the practice session of the UMP Modifieds keyed up and ready to go once my hiccups disappear. There we go. So the KP Plumbing UP Modifieds, all thanks to the Knuckleheadz iRacing League. We're here at Rosberg, USA for this round. Get down to the track. And I'm just going to take a quick break and I'll be back soon. Enjoy practice. right, with practice just wrapping up. Let's have a look at some times. Chad Puttable 15.8.11 is our quick time. Brian Angel, Josh Roberts, Brett Vanderwood, and Alan Hunt, the top 5. Missed the blurb sound, sorry, whoever that was. I didn't have my headset on. Free to go, mate. I'm a potato. Welcome in, brother. Gamer 126. Nah, not on mute, brother. It was, oh, why didn't that come through the chat? It was like ages ago. All right, we're going to roll out for qualifying now. Sorry, Gamer126, if you're still around. I didn't see your chat over at Twitch. Oh, why is qualifying mode not activated? There we go. Mike Davis, Alan Hunt, Mikey Mixer, Tim L. Brown, Dawson, Potter, all out on the track. 16.486 is our first quick time. It was. Oh, so did it play all funny, it was all like distorted and stuff? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's the host of the sounds. They just play up sometimes. Let's try it. Wow, yeah, that is terrible. I wonder if the other ones do it. Oh. That's horrible. Apparently it has to do with VPNs or something. Wow, that's horrible. Save up some more bobs and do it again. Welcome in, brother. Appreciate you. All right, Chad Puttable 16.134 is our quick time. Travis McDonald 16.231 and 239 for Brian Angel. 16.298 for Jonathan Foxworth. Dawson Potter 16.340 for the top 5. Looks like Josh Roberts the only car not to qualify for this 14 car field. At least your Twitch chat's starting to come through on my software now, which is good. Where's my coffee, my toast? Toasty coming. How long does it take to pick up a freaking order? You've been sitting there for 10 minutes. Bloody hell. Better not be grabbing a second freaking order. Alright, looks like qualifying is done. Josh Roberts not getting out there. Alright, let's get to the grid. Heat 1. This is the KP Plumbing UMP Modifieds, all thanks to the Knuckleheadz iRacing League. The UMP Modifieds here at Eldora Speedway, Rosberg, USA. Heat 1 is going to be Chad Puttable and Jonathan Foxworth on that front row. Chris Perotta and Wayne Bridges on that second row. Mikey Mixter will be on that third and final row. Ooh. Fix the leaderboard up. There we go. Alright, the B-Lane Bandit versus DWR. Wayne Bridges, Chris Perotta, Mikey Mixter back there on that third and final row. Right, Post Truck's going to leave the track as they enter 3 and 4. We're going to get this one started. 6 laps, 3 heats. Off we go, and racing. Jonathan Foxworth, Chad Putterball, Wayne Bridges, Chris Pryor, Mikey Mixter. That is our starting field. Looks like Jonathan Foxworth, that high line really working for him a bit there. He's going to come down. Oh, a little bit of contact almost with Chad Putterball, but no, they avoid it. Wayne Bridges, he's going to build a bit of a momentum run from third, but up into the wall will cause that one to back off a little bit. He's going to need to rebuild with 3 laps still remaining in this heat race. Three in, 3 still to come. Jonathan Foxworth, Chad Putterball, Wayne Bridges, Mikey Mixter, Chris Parotta. Wayne just kicking up a lot of clay trying to keep that car on that midline run. Feels like it might be the best for him, but that high line, Jonathan Foxworth, has kept him in the race lead. Come around for the second last time. There it is, Jonathan Foxworth will secure the Heat 1 victory. The KP Plumbing UMP Modifieds. Fifth place is Chris Parotta, Mikey Mixter in 4th, Wayne Bridges 3rd, Chad Putterball for Dirt Warrior Racing in 2nd, but the B-Main Bandit Jonathan Foxworth will take out our Heat 1 victory. Grid for Heat 2 is as follows: Travis McDonald and Dawson Potter front row, Alan Hunt, Mike Davis second row, and Josh Roberts will be on that third and final row if he lines up. Did not qualify, so hopefully he is here ready to race. All right, Heat 2. Right, off we go and racing, and as we do, we get one of those stupid Twitch bots. We just, for frick's sake. And my screens are jumping all over the place, I can't see the race. There we go. Alright. Twitch is not focused. I remember when my bots used to do the work for me, but no, nothing frickin' works anymore. Alright, Travis McDonald, George Potter, Alan Hunt, Mike Davis to Josh Roberts. Still Travis McDonald, Alan Hunt, Dawson Potter, Mike Davis, and Josh Roberts, the 5-car field. What flag a lap. There we have heat 2 done and dusted. Just one more heat still to come before we get to our main event. Josh Roberts of J&J Motorsports in 5th in heat 2. Mo Diggy Murphy's Mike Davis 4th. 3rd is KHR's very own Dawson Potter. Alan Hunt finished 2nd, but Travis McDonald takes out the heat 2 victory. Our 3rd and final heat for the tonight's racing here. Sunday night American, Monday morning Australian. Still got 2 more races to come tomorrow and the next night after that. But Brian Angel, Tim L. Brown on the front row of heat 3. Brett Vanderwood and Kelly McKellen on that 2nd and final row. Oops, that's meant to be static cams, Bob. All right, Pace's going to leave the track. Heat 3, our final heat before we get to the main event of the KP Plumbing European Modifieds. Thanks for the like, Jim. Appreciate it, brother. Brian Angel, Brett Vanderwood, teammates Yoda Outlaws 1 and 2. Then we've got Kelly McKellen and Tim L. Brown. Brian Angel just breaking away from that pack though. Brent Vanderwood 2nd, Kelly McKellen, Tim L. Brown behind them. Oh, a couple of cars up into the wall there. That looks like the 21 of Kelly McKellen, the 429 of Tim L. Brown. Flag lap is here. Yeah, we have it. Our heat racing for the day all done and dusted. Just one more feature race to go. All right, Tim L. Brown in 4th. Moody Murphy's Kelly McKellen 3rd. Yoda Outlaws, though, picked up the 2nd and 1st slots. Brett Vanderwood and Brian Angel, respectively. Grid for our main event here tonight's going to be Jonathan Foxworth, Travis McDonald, front row. Brian Angel and Chad Puttaboff 2nd. Alan Hunt and Brett Vanderwood 3rd row. 4th row is going to be Wayne Bridges and Dawson Potter. Kelly McKellen and Mikey Mixter on at that 5th row, 6th row, Mike Davis and Tim L. Brown. Josh Roberts lining up on at that 7th and final row. Nice one, Freda. That one almost played properly. All right, 30 laps of Eldora Speedway. There can be only one winner. Who's it going to be, guys? Oh. My Uber guy literally drove past my place. Oh, I'm going to give this Uber guy an earful. Hayes Truck has left the track. 30 laps, Eldora Speedway, Rosberg, USA. This is the KP Plumbing UMP Modifieds. All thanks to the Knuckleheadz iRacing League. Night 1 of 3 nights of 5 races. Jump up inside our race leader, Travis McDonald's Canessa, Jonathan Foxworth's car. There's Chad Putterball, Brian Angel. We're in it now. Alright guys, I'm just going to have to go radio silent for a couple of laps. My coffee is just pulling into the driveway. I'm just going to go grab it. I won't be a moment. Oh, I'm on mute anyway. Right, I'm back. Sort of. I almost choked. But just raging about my Uber driver. Coffee spilled everywhere. It's leaking. It's all through the food. Lap 12 of 30 Chad Football, Travis McDowell, Brian Angel, Jonathan Foxworth, and Mikey Mixter. Our top 5, Alan Hunt, Brett Vanderwood, Dawson Potter, Josh Roberts, Kelly McKellen, the top 10. Oh, it looks like Kelly McKellen falling down the field as we get a caution. Let's have a look at that one. Why don't I get back to the leader? There we go. Fair enough. Just got a refund on my order. That's good. All right, lap 13 of 30. We're going to get this one back underway with Chad Football, Travis McDonald front row, Brian Angel, Jonathan Fox for second, Mikey Mixter and Alan Hunt third row, Brett Vanderwood, Dawson Potter that fourth row, Josh Roberts, Chris Broder fifth, Tim Brown and Mike Davis on that sixth row, with seventh row being Kelly McKellen and Wayne Bridges. Caution straight back out. Can't quite see. There's a lot of stuff going on the telemetry. Can't quite see where that was. We'll just start the lead. All right, lining them back up. We'll get this one back started. It's almost the halfway mark of our feature race. All right, single file restart. This one looks like it's going to be Chad Footerball, Travis McDonald, Brian Angel, Jonathan Foxworth, Mikey Mix to the 5, Alan Hunt, Brett Vanderwood, Dawson Potter, Josh Roberts, Tim L. Brown, the 6 to 10, Kelly McKellen, Wayne Bridges, Mike Davis, and Chris Trotter. 11 to 14 as we get lap 15 started, 15 in, 15 still to come. Caution, straight back out. Another single file restart to get this one back underway. Excuse me. Off we go, racing again, lap 17 of 30. We get straight back to our cams. Well, caution out just as quick as we got the race restarted. This will be our fifth yellow flag for the race so far. 17 laps in. Excuse me. I just did that whole fucking grid without on mute. Oh my god, Bob. Oh my god. This is what happens when you don't get your coffee too late. DWR really controlling the racing here today. We had Jim at Revis take out the dirt street stocks for Dirt Warrior Racing. Now we've got Chad Puttable, our race leader here with the UMP Modifieds. Travis McDonald behind him with Michael Mixon, Josh Roberts and Brett Vanderwood at the 5. Contact there between the 27 and the 99. Chris Perotta up over the nose of Mike Davis. He's got himself to the pits though. As that latest caution that comes out. Up to the dying stages of this race. It's going to be lap 22 and 30 when we get it going again. AB Plumbing UMP Modifieds for the Knuckleheadz iRacing League. We've got Dirt UMP Mods here at Eldora Speedway, Rosberg, USA. What Vicky said, Chad, what Vicky said. Single file restart. Chad Puttable, Travis McDonald, Mikey Mixter, Josh Roberts, Brett Vanderwood, Wayne Bridges, Mike Davis, Brian Angel, Alan Hunt, Dawson Potter, Jonathan Foxworth, Kevin McKellen, Tim Brown. 13 cars remain. Oh no, Chris Perotta back out on the. Oh, he's in the pit still. Sorry. So yeah, 13 cars remain on the track. Back out on the track, there's 14 cars back to racing. Let's come on to our 25th lap. Alright, now we're coming on 25th lap. Voldemort, he who shall not be named. Oh no! Oh, Vicky! No! No! We didn't say anything though. Oh no! Alright, watch Chad Puttable, the 20 in the race lead here. Taps the wall a little bit there. Up into the wall. Comes down into the 88. And the 0 just finishes that off. Oh my god. I don't think I did that one, Vicky. I can't be blamed for that one. Shit. the camera stay when it does. Alright, off we go. Single file restart. Transfer John Mike, Mr. Josh Roberts, Brett Van Wood, Wayne at Bridges, Brian Angel, Mike Davis, Jonathan Fox, Alan Hunt, Dawson Potter, Kelly McKellen, Chad Puttable, Tim L. Brown, and Chris Perotta. Yeah, sorry, I got a little bit loose there. I didn't do it, Freda. Caution out. I did swear though, and I apologise. Swear. Heckin' bugger. Standridge thinks he's Captain America. Sorry, like I say, I'm running with a little bit of back and hip pain here today, guys. Taking a few pain pills and it hasn't really helped. I apologise. We'll talk after. Oh, there's something you never want to hear from Mr. Standridge.
So leave this goddamn screws the fuck alone. Merry fucking Christmas.
It's 4 to go. We get this one back underway. Excuse me.
In lifted pickup truck, o'er the hills we go, looking for a buck. I'm back here in the bed, with a big smile on my face. I'm getting in the spirit with a loaded 308. Oh, jingle bells, fill that freezer up. Oh, what fun it is just drinking.
Alright, this will be the final 4 laps of the KP Plumbing European Modifieds. Let's find out as we get them green flag and going. Mike Mix, Josh Roberts, Brett Van Wood, Wayne Bridges, the 5, Brian Angel, Mike Davis, Alan Hunt, Jonathan Fox, Dawson Potter, the 6 to 10, 11 to 14, Kevin Chad, Woody Bolt, Tim L. Brown, Chris Perotta. Breaking away from that pack. Mike Mix to upset. Travis McDonald to get the victory with 2 laps to go. Jump up the front, we'll just keep an eye on these two. Mike Mixter. Gonna hold on.
Got service at the church, cold beer at home tonight, and back up in the morning just to
There
do
it is.
one more time. Them snowflakes they don't hunt, but that leaves more for me. Plus venison goes perfect with a shot of old Jim Beam. Oh, jingle bells, fill that freezer up. Oh, what fun it is just drinking bourbon, shooting butts. Oh, jingle bells,
Where's the feature? What's the feature
all
coming
the
up?
way.
Alright, so finishing in 14th, Kenna McKellen from Modigi Mafia. His teammate Mike Davis in 13th. B-Main Bandit, Jonathan Foxworth in 12th with K. Charles, Dawson Potter in 11th. Tim Brown in 10th. DWR's Chad Puttable finished 9th. Chris Perotta 8th with Alan Hunt 7th. Yoda Outlaws Brian Angel in the 6th place. Our top 5, Wayne Bridges. 4th, Yoda Outlaws teammate Brett Vanderwood. J&J Motorsports driver Josh Roberts in 3rd. Mikey Mixter finished second, but Travis McDonald is the man of the hour. He's got the job done with 2 races remaining. So let's get over to the Discord and have a quick chat to him. Travis McDonald joins us in the booth. Started outside pole tonight and haven't had to worry about EOLs, things like that. So it's kind of been a bit beneficial for you in that regard. You've been able to just focus on the racing there. Now, in saying that though, Travis, this is one of those ones where you are second in points in competition. But much like some of your other competitions, you need the points leader to basically miss the next couple of races, which they have started to do. To close that gap, and that's Ken McLean that we're talking about there. 111 versus 130 coming in. So 19 points the difference coming into tonight's race. It's now going to be 9 points the difference as you add another championship to vie for. Was the UMP one? Let's have a look here. What do you got? You got 1, 2, 3. This is your 4th victory in the UMPs. Was this a division that you were sort of hoping to do well in coming through the season, or have you surprised yourself? Talk us through it.
UMPs, I mean, I knew I'd do decent, but I figured around 3rd or 4th position, maybe. Not
I hear him. Well, I can see his thing lighting up, but I can't hear him. What's going on?
Can you hear me now?
Travis, sorry, I don't know if you can hear me.
What about now, Bob?
I'm trying to fix my output.
What about now, Bob?
There we go. I think I had some speakers muted and some stuff was playing.
Oh.
There we go. I've definitely got you now, though. So, that was weird. That was really, really weird. I don't know what was going on there. Yeah, so hopefully you heard the question, but if not, I'll just quickly re-ask it. UMPs, 4th win for the season. It's one that you can vie for because Kent obviously is going to miss a couple of races. That's going to close the points gap. But was this a division that you were sort of anticipating being competitive in, one that you were sort of looking to challenge for?
No, I mean, I know certain tracks I do really good in them. I figure Kent would have the better edge in the UMPs. He typically does in those, but I've done a lot better than I figured I would have in them, to be honest.
No, currently, I mean, it's coming into tonight's race. Obviously, it's a clear battle between yourself and Kent. Jonathan Foxworth, not to discredit him, he's in 3rd with 84 points. But like I say, 111 to 130. Obviously, you picking up the 10 points here tonight will bring up to 121. And I think he's still got one more race. I think he's going to miss Volusia. So you could end up being points leader coming into the finale for Charlotte, which I'm all for. Because that does, selfishly, it does set up a final round battle for the UMP, the KP Plumbing UMP modified title at Charlotte on that last race. So this couldn't have mapped out, like we say every season, they couldn't have written themselves better in terms of the outcomes. I know there's a couple of other seasons that are sort of the opposite. You're holding on, and it's sort of like you've got to miss a few races or do really badly for the other guys to sort of to catch up. So it's good to show that. It's not just a standard, it's not just you out there winning everything. There are some that you're chasing someone else's tail on as well. But it's, like I say, we don't want to wish the season away. 2 weeks remaining. God, it's been fun. It's been a lot of racing. It's been building. And I think we're getting to a spot where, I think you, among others, are going to be very happy with how this season sort of ends up, both as a driver and I'm assuming as a sort of a KHR staff member, so to speak.
Right.
Now, a bit cautious throughout the race. Eldora, I don't know if it's just me. Eldora, not really known for its cautions. It's a big track. I kind of call it the super speedway of the dirt track world. It's nice and wide. You've got a number of different lines and ways that you can run the real estate, things like that. Is this a track that you generally like? And thank you for the like on the broadcast also. It's rare that I get to thank the person personally.
You're welcome, Bob.
Is Eldora one of those tracks?
Is weird. Yeah, I mean, I normally do pretty good at Eldora. There's a few cars I don't like here, but normally UMPs or late models. I don't care for street stocks here for a whole lot. I don't know. It's one of those tricky tracks in a few different cars, but UMPs normally, I mean, or big blocks or 358s. I'm good in here. I'm surprised I didn't go to the bottom towards the end because I went down there a couple restarts before and it was starting to come in, but I still felt like the top was faster as long as you could keep it smooth and it just keep your momentum going. So that's pretty much the reason I stayed up there. But overall, if it had been a 35 lap or a 40, I'd been at the bottom the last 10 laps more than likely. You just get more bite down there. It not unless you burnt tires way off, but as long as you're smooth down there, you're good. I mean, the race before at the big track there at Knoxville, I mean, the bottom bit the whole time as long as you drove it correctly. So it's almost like at any track now. It's just you got a tippy toe. Like it's hit a fine line.
Yep.
And the top tonight was a fine line, honestly. I know that last lap, I think I kind of hit the top all way better than I did the previous 3 laps, and I could tell that I had started pulling away immediately as soon as I did. It's just getting real tough with everybody's getting better. I mean,
Yeah. Well, I mean,
we've got a lot of talent in the group anymore, so I mean, it's anybody's game. Is nobody mess up basically.
it is, and I'd be remiss not to shout out Mikey Mixter, second place here tonight. But for someone that was starting on single file restarts, majority of his battles with you, for him to just finish less than 4/10 of a second behind you and really put that challenge on you for a little bit there. I know we talk about race speed, and we know race speed's so similar that cars will be able to keep up with you, will be able to sort of hang around your tail, but possibly not have enough speed to get past. And I think that was Mikey's deal tonight. He had enough speed to sort of show up, but not enough to get past you. And obviously, single file restart a big portion of that. But yeah, props must go out to him for, as I say, a single file to be able to race alongside someone in a single file situation. That's really good. You obviously you're making the right starts, doing the right things. So keep it up, Mikey. Don't let that second place bring you down. That is a win in any other field, really, with these guys. And likewise, Josh, Brett, Wayne, all up there in that top 5. I think this is one of the few races Jonathan Foxworth wasn't in the top 5. Stuff like that. So, all right.
Wayne's been getting some top 5 finishes. He got a win here the other day. Did you see that one?
What was that? Sorry.
Wayne Hassett. He's been getting some really good runs here lately.
He got a win. Well, actually, it wasn't the UMPs. Was it the late models? I think. Where did he get the win? No, it was the R
remember, I was behind him. Yeah, it may have been. I was hollering, "Go Wayne, go!" because we had a wreck. I think's what it was. And Wayne got through it, and wasn't no way none of us could catch him.
I'm just trying to find it. I'm sure it was the because it was sort of him and Dawson both over similar weeks. Port Royal. He won the Port Royal round of the Motorway International Limited late models. So yeah, a couple of guys picking up their first league wins, and that's a big moment. That is such a big moment. We had Dawson. He picked up 3 wins over 4 weeks. Went from no wins to 3 over 4 weeks. Like it's just everyone's just tapping on that glass ceiling. It's about to break for a lot of these guys, and I do feel sorry for some of you more experienced guys. But at the same time, I feel envious of you guys as well, because you're only going to get better the moment they do, because that's just going to add that extra lot of competition and challenge to your driving. And you guys are going to have to sort of step up and even if there's only a little bit, 5% of sort of improvement there, you're going to have to look deep and find that 5%, because you're going to need it. Next season is going to be a doozy with some of the guys that have came in late in the season and things like that.
Next season, as long as everybody sticks around, it's going to be a tough challenge for everybody.
All right, we're going to call it there. So congratulations, Travis. We've still got 3 more races to go. So what have we got? Wayneswood Arts Racing Series tomorrow, along with the Schuler Racing Series. We'll wrap up the racing week with the Motorway International Limited late models. But once we've done that, it's just 2 weeks to go, a fortnight, as we call it in Australia. The season coming to a tail end. And Travis, you are in a shout for a lot of racing championships. A couple there that you might be able to sneak your way into. But we'll have to wait and see. So, look, congratulations. Best of luck with everything else you've got going on.
Thank you, Bob.
Before we let you go, though, friends, families, and sponsors, who would you like to give a shout out to?
I have a lovely wife and kids for, giving me the opportunity and allowing me to do it, wanting me to, for one. And, of course, my shop for financially supporting me to do it. And, of course, you for broadcasting us for us always, Bob. And, can't forget all the guys in the league that make it possible, too. We got a good group of guys, and they all show up and give good support and, have some good clean racing. And we all got good sportsmanship. We all get along great. So, I mean, that all helps out there, makes a good season. It don't matter if you have a bad season. It's still a good season because we're all still cutting up and laughing and carrying on.
Spot on. Could not agree more. It's one of those things, not to call out any drivers, but we had one the other week who had a little bit of a crisis of confidence, disappeared for about 3 or 4 races. They're back now and back to business type of thing. It just happens, and a big part of that bouncing back is the crew, is the group. Like Jim Revis said earlier, he's new to this league, but to be able to just sort of sit in a Discord chat and just laugh your ass off all race it's not unique, but it's just so rare in this world of
Right.
racing and competition that we sort of live in. So no, it's a perfect storm, and we're going to bottle it and keep bottling it as much as we can. Well, you guys are, of course. I'll ride the coattails, as I always say. But yeah, it's rare to create magic. You guys have done it, and I'm so proud of you guys. And it's been a great division. So I can't wait to see out the rest of the championship.
Me neither, Bob. I hope, wish everybody good luck in it. I may win a few of them, may lose a few of them. It's all up to whoever's there.
That's it. And like I've been saying to everybody else, like even if you're not in the points battle, just get in there and get some points. Because if you get 10 points, then that only leaves 9 and less for yourself, for Chris, for those guys vying for the titles.
Right.
So yeah, it's and it just leaves it all on the to the wire, out on the track. So no, it's going to be perfect. Can't wait, my man. Best of luck. And I know we'll be talking to you again sometime soon within the next couple of weeks. But as to when, that part's up to you. If not, we'll wait till the end of the season when we talk to you about the championships.
All righty. Thank you, Bob.
No worries, brother. Best of luck. Bye. All right. That was Travis McDonald winning our second of 2 races here today, the KP Plumbing UMP Modifieds. All right, as we said, we've got 3 more races tomorrow, 1 more the day after that. So we'll wrap up this broadcast. Nigel Jr. Gaming, thanks for the follow. Can we get your face cam on Bob yet? No, I said no. Come on, Dad. I need your beautiful look. Okay, just once. We'll do it just this once. I think I've got the webcam set up. There it is. Hello. All right. Who do we need to give thanks to? My chat's gone all wonky, so I don't know who was in the Twitch chat. Actually, I can jump over to Twitch for that. But I want to give a big shout out. Mikey Mixter, Brian Angel, Chris Dandridge, Austin Goodman, Josh Roberts, Alan Hunt, Brett Vanderwood, Uncle Nigel, of course, goes without saying. Who else in that one? Frida Go, mate, as well as Gamer126. You're all bloody legends for coming and checking me out. And, my little box is offline. Let me fix that while we're here. I think that's better. I don't think it's quite better, but we'll make it a little bit bigger. I hate that I have to look off to the side for it as well. Fuck it. I'll worry about it later. Anyway, that's me. Good night, guys. The camera's here. There's the camera. Catch us all tomorrow night, like when that's in your face, /explode. I'll be coming to find you now, in fact, Nigel. I'm coming for you, brother. Stay tuned. All right, guys and girls, thanks so much for watching. My name's Bob. You know the drill. Love yous all. Bye.